Namaste, welcome back, or welcome. This is the third episode dedicated to my experiences and interaction with Shivoham Tantra, with Guruji Rajkumar Baswar. So I was initially thinking about speaking about my first experience with the Ma Festival or Navaratri, but in fact I realized some more things happened before that it was important to mention for the understanding. So some friends of mine heard about the fact that I was involved in this practice and decided to come and join me there. So I was kind of commuting between Pune and the little village where my teacher was residing, and these two friends decided to come. Unfortunately, at that point it didn't really click. My teacher was very kind of new to give sadhana to foreigners, and it was not always possible to have a proper translation, as I said, or like kind of detailed translation. So sometimes it was kind of creating a little bit of confusion. And the two friends who came, one left quite quickly because he had some kind of a physical problem and he didn't really resonate with what was proposed for him. And the other one started a strong sadhana, but then realized it was just too much for him at that point. Now it's very different because my teacher, and through the help of his wife that speak very good English, the communication is so much more easy, and there is much more people who have done this kind of practice under his guidance. So it's a very different things. At that point, I was just the only Westerner with my partner who was doing also some sadhana, but I was really the one going there and staying there, and for the rest, there was just only Indians disciples that were there, and not so many, in fact, quite a few. So that was a little bit hard for me because it's kind of I was still like, I had already my experiences, I had like quite strong experiences already, but still, it was kind of what is real, what is kind of just a play of my mind, so when that friend left in the middle of his sadhana, this was a little bit hard for me. I stayed, in fact, that time, a very long time, I think about 33 days altogether. And I was kind of alone. There was just another Indian man that was really helpful at that point. It was a friend Mohan. And it was really nice to have him because being there, so many things happen. Also because I was the only foreigner, and then it was delicate for me to go outside. Sometimes they were afraid I would kind of get hassled in the village or in the city, and so they were kind of trying to protect me and things like that. So this whole thing is not only like doing a special strong sadhana, it's also the way we relate is just to culture. Like I was living there, I was living in the family, I was sleeping with the whole family on the first floor by then, because the first floor was ready. And it was quite challenging, to be honest, to be in those conditions, because the sadhana is very strong and all these things, and so many things happen. And also the food was delicious, but extremely, extremely spicy. So it was just like, at that point, my body was like under great challenge to be there all this time. But I wanted to say that, so simply to say that I was still kind of using Brahma Sadhana, and my friend had left. And just to express a little bit how the mind is functioning, one day I was doing 3 sittings per day this time. I don't remember the amount of hour per sitting, but at some point I went outside in the city, and then I came back for the time of my sadhana, my afternoon sadhana. And at that point I had like, my mind got really strong, like in the sense that my mind was saying like, this is all fake. This is just it's just not true. This is just fake. Like doubt, basically, really strong doubt came up. And I was just like, I don't care. Like there was something that could detach from that strong thought, that kind of strong doubt coming. And I sat for that meditation, and I had like a stronger opening. I had an experience of samyama, and I just felt like really, really good afterwards. And I mentioned that because after that, Guruji came and he knew it. He came and he kind of did namaste to me, and he said, this test came and you passed it. So this was again, wow, what's happening? Like I had doubt, I had a beautiful experience of meditation, I kind of passed that test somehow, and Guruji knew about it. And stories like that are very numerous. Like I can tell more stories. Not that those stories are more important, because this is just some kind of seeds, some kind of paranormal powers, some kind of close attunement that happens when you are in sadhanas like that and you are close to a tantric guru. They are not the most important, because the most important, as I said in a comment just recently, is our ability to be properly guided towards more spiritual evolution, towards more love, towards more clarity. But sometimes this kind of experience manifests. Another day, just to give you another story like that, I was journaling a little bit my experiences. And I wrote something, basically another experience of samyama with Shiva Lingam. I kind of felt I was becoming that symbol, and a great peace pervaded my entire being afterwards and stayed for a while. And I had written it down in my book. And then, I don't know, a few days later, I was kind of sitting and Guruji came and said, book, kitab, book in Hindi, and he opened it and said, what is written here? I remind you that this Guruji was not speaking English, was not reading English. He opened the book right at the place and said, I give you that. And what was it? It was when I was speaking about this experience of samyama. So I just need to comment a little bit, not to create confusion. When you say, I give you that, it means that at that point, the energy of the Guru, the principle of the Guru kind of manifests, and he kind of, in these circumstances, there is a direct knowledge that these things happen. There is attunement with the energy of the Guru. So this kind of thing, there were plenty along the time I spent there, especially because initially I was alone, so all the focus was somehow on me. It was kind of challenging as well, because it's just so much energy was going on me. Like I felt like I was under a radar or something. Sometimes clearly you could kind of read me in the sense of what I was thinking and my doubt and my hesitation. And some of the time it was extremely difficult. Like I was trying to express something and somehow he could not read me. So it's not that it's like all the time like this. It's not that like 24/7 the guru as a person, the physical guru you have in front of you is always kind of tuned in. But when the energy of guru is happening, when the grace is there, then this kind of things may happen. And again, this is not the most important. This is just some kind of things that are there to open you, to kind of create a aha moment that, wow, reality is not exactly the way we think it is. Reality is much more vast. There is a deeper connection. So I wanted to mention these anecdotes just because it's part of this kind of connection that you may have when you start to go deeper into this kind of processes. So obviously this path is not for everyone. Like it is it is not an easy path. As I said already, you confront a lot of things. You are working with energy. All these props that we are using, the yantras, the mantras, the treatment eventually, the fire ceremonies, they are increasing the energy that you can accumulate. They are purifying the different aspects of your being, and then they are increasing this spiritual energy that start to get integrated. But this creates also strong resistance. It's like if you do yoga and you do a lot of pranayama, you will start to have like a kind of a hill and valleys into your emotion. This become much more strong. Well, this is the same. It's like you do strong kundalini practice. This is a work on kundalini. When you start to activate kundalini, you have to be ready to face yourself, to face whatever is there. Not only the conscious nice things and good experience, but also things that are challenging, the repressed emotion and all these things. So this is not easy things. This is not an easy process. So I just wanted to mention a little bit that, because this is part of this kind of processes, and it's important to know about it because it's not easy. It's just you go to see a person that you can relate with as a guru. It's just facing yourself. You face it. He's just a mirror, and whatever you project on him, it's just coming back to you. So it is very challenging. So sometimes you kind of ask yourself, why did I go back? Why did I come back? Like initially the first years I was going there and then leaving and then coming back and then leaving, and each time I was happy to leave and feeling relief, and then each time I was attracted to come back again for some reason. Why? I don't know. Out of love, out of loyalty, out of greed for more, out of I don't know. It is mysterious. It is happening. And initially I was going alone, and then slowly, as I said, I start to bring people. But this will be part of another lecture. The next time I think I went there was more in the spring, as I mentioned, for the Ma Festival, the first Ma Festival. I believe I attend because so many things happened that I don't fully remember all that the things I've been involved with there. But in my memory, in that first Ma Festival, I think my partner came at that point too, and Guruji gave me for every day, it's a 10-day festival dedicated to the mother. I spoke about it in previous videos about Navaratris. In this tradition, they also call this Ma Festival. And in this Ma Festival, he kind of connected me with the 10 Mahavidya. So every day I had one mantra for each Mahavidya. The Mahavidyas are the so-called great cosmic power. There are different aspects, you could say, of the universe, different force of the universe. Some is more the knowledge, some is more the beauty, some is the like you have all kind of different aspects, and you can connect with those different aspects to help to your spiritual evolution. So I had already been working with all the Mahavidyas before in the school of Tantra. I was with the Yoga Tantra. But again, as I said, with Bija Mantra. And then with him, I had already worked with Chidananda, kind of my initial one. And then there he kind of helped me to connect with the 10 of them. And sometimes very long hours per day, I think up to 10 hours per day of meditation with a mantra. So that was again a very strong process. And as I said, at that point, I was either alone there, or maybe sometimes my partner was coming, or generally there was always when there was like specific events like Ma Festival or Diwali or Mahashivaratri or things like that. There was some Indian disciples who were joining and kind of being there. So I just wanted to speak about this, and the next episode I will start to kind of speak more about when I start to bring more people there and somehow what was happening and more anecdotes like this. Thank you for your attention, and see you next time.